What up, YouTube? Webhead Mike here, and a couple weeks ago, you might have heard me say that a former friend of mine reached out and invited me to a screening of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves with his family and some of his friends. Now, this was the same guy who said some outrageous things on his channel, such as he would never sit in the same room with me, that this guy is trying to poach my players, how dare he do that, which of course is spiritless and defamatory because that's not what I said. I said I was going my own way. And everyone else at that table understood what I meant, but he took it a different way and exploded. Now, that being said, him reaching out to me showed there was probably some change in him. Not enough to correct, but I guess I couldn't expect that much of a change that soon. So I thought, why not give him a chance? Mike, you're a Christian. You believe in redemption, contrition, making amends. Why not extend that to him? And sure enough, when we saw the movie, we were conversational again. It was okay. The movie itself was pretty good. I give it an 8 out of 10. But when I heard his take on it, it confirmed that he still has his blinders on. He's still under hypnosis. He's still myopic, whatever you want to say, because he gave the movie a 10 out of 10. Now, the same thing happened the year prior with The Batman when we all went to go see it. By the way, top superhero movie of 2022. Fight me on it. He said that movie was 10 out of 10. I said it was 8 out of 10. Now, you fast forward a couple months, it's had its run in theaters, it's now coming on streaming and Blu-ray, and he sees it hasn't hit $1 billion and it's over a 2-hour runtime. He then knocks his score to at least an 8, maybe even lower. That's a problem with him being objective. He has his blinders on, can't see beyond it, can't recognize to see beyond it. Now, he has some points in that 2 hours is a pretty good benchmark for a movie's runtime. You know, that's usually a good time to develop characters, put them in situations, have them struggle and grow, and overcome adversities. And it still gives you enough time to swap out theater seats and get in a good number of shows and therefore get more box office return. But a movie can be so good, it earns being beyond a 2-hour runtime. 2 examples. In the previous year, I was exposed to a movie called RRR because Chris Gore of Film Threat said, this is the movie of the year. And I gotta say, he didn't disappoint. RR is still the top movie of 2022 in my mind, and it should have won an Oscar for Best Picture, or at least Best International Film. I'm happy that at least Natu won Best Music Number. I really wish India would have put it forward as their international film, but hey, Tollywood isn't Bollywood, and they play favorites. And that's a shame. But hey, that's off topic now. And then this year, Chris Gore said the same thing about John Wick Chapter 4. And I gotta say, did not disappoint. You can go over 2 hours and still earn that and still do well. I mean, you look at Avatar: The Way of Water. That has hit like $2 billion already. Probably because it needs to be in a lot of premium formats and therefore you earn more per ticket. But whatever. This guy showed that he had some change in him to invite me out to this, but if you were to read some of his video titles, such as I Have Witnessed the Healing Power of Dungeons & Dragons, or Dungeons & Dragons, The Honor Among Thieves, a movie that repaired a relationship, you might be inclined to think, oh, we're back to normal. Hold up on that roll, because I would say we're back on speaking terms, because before I would never want to hear from him ever again. And now that's not where we are. However, if you were to think I'm at all ready to sit down at a tabletop role-playing game with him, oh, heck no. Heck no. I have known him over the course of 8 years and play with him almost that exact amount of time. And I have seen enough problems with his roleplay, especially with him being older than me, where he's had emotional outbursts, throwing fits, storming off the table, taking his toys and going home, so to speak. And there have been 5 outbursts that I guess you could call them meltdowns. Yeah. There have been 5 meltdowns in that amount of time where I've just seen them get worse and worse and worse. So, again, I recognize there's been some change with him, but I have not seen enough to dissuade me from not ever sitting at a table with him ever again. Now, seeing a movie, that might just be on the table. But to do something like a collective storytelling at a tabletop role-playing game where we're sitting down for at least 2 hours, maybe more, nuh-uh. And then I began looking at some of his other videos, and I see that not only has he tried to stick to 2-hour D&D sessions, he's now going even harder into 1-hour Dungeons & Dragons sessions. And I gotta say, you don't get that unless you change the game. So I only see him doubling down on some things that were constraining the table, so to speak. So I got to look at it and say, okay, there is a repairment happening, but it is not nearly whatever it was before. But that's where I stand on that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I being too harsh? Fair? Generous? Because I don't want to have those blinders on myself. I want to be able to see the world as it is and give an honest opinion because of the informedness of what I'm saying. But until next time, Webhead Mike, out.